At the core of our desires is living a life of purpose and meaning.
At the core of a life of purpose and meaning is being of service to others.
At the core of being of service to others is finding peace and happiness.
At the core of finding peace and happiness, we discover who we are.
What it do? We back here with the TEP Transferable Experience Podcast. It's your boy Jew. I'm live in the building with my best friend Ed. How you doing, sir?
Good, man.
How you feeling, man? What's the energy today?
Man, it's another day, happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's all a blessing.
Yeah. So I had an interesting thing that happened this week for me. I am a drinker. You know what I'm saying? I drink, y'all. And this week, I abstained from drinking. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. I just hit like a natural progression and just like, I need to chill. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to look at myself in the mirror like, bro, you need to chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling like.
Was it chilling or taking a break?
Taking a break.
Okay, that sounds better.
Okay. Well, I you need to take a break. Mm. Because the last month, I know I do so many callbacks. But anyway, so like last month, I've been moving around a lot, doing a lot of family events. And there's a lot of drinking involved, plus the drinking I just do during the week. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't just be like knocking back like Jameson in the middle of the week like some people.
Yeah. I
have me a nice little nightcap. It could be in the form of wine. It could be in the form of beer.
That's healthy. Well, the wine,
but I'm a drink something. You know what I'm saying? And now with the playoffs here, it helps me enjoy the game, and I kind of get into this routine to where like I listen to music. Me and my homeboy, my other best friend, my co we watch the game. We listen to music. Mm-hmm. And our son's been winning, so
rally the valley.
It's been giving me even more of an excuse. I just call it what it is, an excuse to drink more because the son's winning. But dude, you gotta get up in the work. You gotta go to work tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like Sunday or Monday, because I did drink Monday, I was like, man, I'm chilling, bro. I'm taking a break, like, and I'm gonna just take the week off. And I don't know why. Building up to that point, it was such a hard thing to do. And the people that have been listening to this podcast know that I did have that fast back in February, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a minute since I just, you know what I'm saying?
Dang, February was really
4 months ago?
Yeah, we've been here for a little minute now.
For a little minute, man. Oh, episode 20, huh?
Yeah.
Episode 20, y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. We 20 in now.
Remember to do all things on all the things.
All the things on all the things,
now
man.
Back to your story.
Yeah, so like
calling that you did that diet.
Yeah, I did the diet and that felt good. You know what I'm saying? Then that kind of slid back into just my regular routine of doing things. And I don't know, bro. Like, I was talking to my dad. My dad had called yesterday, and I was telling him like, yeah, I really ain't. He like, y'all gonna go to the bar and watch the game and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna just be sitting at home on the couch watching the game. I said I ain't even drinking or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's like, oh man, you you dropping it for good? Huh? I was like, well, I wouldn't say that.
He went all the way.
He went all the way, and you know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't know why with us. I don't know if it's just with us blacks, but it might just be a human thing. Like, it's either you doing it or you're not. You know what I'm saying? For with most people. Mm-hmm. But with me, I was like, nah, I'm just not doing it now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not doing it right now. Yeah. And I was telling my dad, like, I'm not even making it like this big turning over a new leaf thing. It's just a decision. Just like you make a decision to do it, just making a decision not to.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not, you're not putting any like, you just kind of letting it be what it is. You're not saying I'm not drinking for this long. I'm not drinking. You just kind of just going with it and see whatever it ends. It ends or
exactly. Like,
or if I might have a drink, but Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to harp on it.
But I get you not making it a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's it, bro. I'm not drinking till October.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm just not.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, this is a new day. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this is a new June. Nah, I'm just cool on it, fam.
Just making the conscious drink.
The conscious decision
to not drink.
Cause I've really been on this. Dang! I don't want to keep going. What? No,
go ahead, man. That's a podcast. We're supposed to.
Well, like, cause I've been on this thing. Like, this week I would say intentionality is kind of being on the forefront of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like intentional decisions, intentional acts, like intentional thoughts. Like, cause for me not to drink, I didn't smoke either. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It had to be an intentional thought, at least for right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day it'll come easier to where I'm not even really thinking about it, and it comes faster than you think. You know what I mean? But I had to be intentional. Like, no, I'm not doing that today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or I get off of work like, nah, I'm gonna go home and cook instead of stopping and getting this Sonic. Even though Sonic is like right there, I have to be intentional. Like, nah, bro, I'm gonna just go past that.
You gotta be intentional, or else you'll just do what you naturally do and what's like habit and routine.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Cause it's such a comfortable spot. Ironically enough, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting drunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm really like putting a downer in my body, but it's making me comfortable because I know that feeling. I've been there before. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but that's what's been going on with me, man. What's been going on? Dang, I didn't mean to start.
I'm about to say, yeah, you always have a deep, kind of share it. Then I'm just like, well,
I'm chilling.
But nah, I don't know. This week I've just been real introspective and kind of took like a self inventory on myself.
Oh, self inventory.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I just been doing about just things I think I'm doing okay, things I can improve on, things I need to start doing, things I need to stop doing.
Yeah.
And just kind of just going through that. And it's something I do all the time because sometimes, you can just get caught up in life and then you wonder, well, why do I do that? Or or why am I doing this? And you're like, no, I just started doing it and kept doing it, or like,
yeah.
So just to kind of see where I'm at and see if I'm growing and still being intentional and like you say, intentional, or if I'm or if it's just words and I'm not, actively doing things that I once did. So just like I say, just being honest with myself and like, like I say, that's why I say just taking inventory. And
what is that conversation like that you have with yourself when you got to be honest with yourself? Like, how does that conversation go for you? Come on,
in the ideal situation,
we gonna walk it down.
It goes like just down to like I just start thinking about what I want out of life and what I have to do to achieve that, and like, are my actions aligning with that, or am I just like,
I'm chilling? Sorry about that.
Or am I just like getting by and just coasting? Or if I do something that's kind of unsavory or that I'm not proud of, or kind of make a mistake that way, then it's like come on, man, you know better. Why you did that? And kind of get to the root of it and figure out what made me go that way to act out of character.
Yeah.
And then just try to find a solution to it. Well, first find the root of the problem, like what caused that. Yeah.
Do you ask yourself like, man, I guess this is part of finding the root, because you kind of sound like you do the same thing I do, but you kind of sound like you do like big picture then work backwards.
Yeah.
Cause you sound like, cause you said like what you want to, where you want to be.
Start like from a macro level, then get to a micro level.
Yeah. I kind of do the same thing, but in like a different way. Cause I do ask myself the question like, what is it about this that is making me, like, what is it about this that makes me so comfortable with it, or makes it so routine for me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I really do think like when it comes to that, like, I think that's just a process of like being honest with yourself and really knowing yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, which can be that could be getting to know yourself can be fun, exciting, but it can be harrowing. Harrowing. That's the word I'm trying to use.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like it forces you to, like you said, do a self inventory and examine yourself in a way that is that can be the most objective.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Be hard conversations to have.
Can you be biased against yourself?
Yes, I guess biased against. Yeah, because if you can constantly making excuses for yourself, like, I wanted to do this, but I had to do this.
But I only do that.
You try to act like you understand. Well, I did have to do it, but it's like, okay, but you might have to do X, Y, Z, but there was time before or after where you could have did what you was trying to do, but you chose to just let it be after that. So yeah, you can be biased. I think an excuse is being biased for yourself.
An excuse, that's what an excuse is, being biased against yourself.
Yeah.
Cause I'm only this way because of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
instead of realizing, okay, but now how do I change that, knowing that is a negative characteristic, you know? And like I say, it's honest conversations, and a lot of people, they don't feel comfortable talking about their shortcomings as a person. Like they don't want to focus on that. They just want to ignore that and focus on what they are good at, and let their shortcomings be their shortcomings. Or they like one of those, accept me for who I am because this is just me. This is just me, which isn't the case. Well, some people live that way, but you know, I believe you can always improve, and that's because that's who you are. Don't mean that's who you have to be for the rest of your life.
That's interesting because I believe the same.
Yeah,
and I also believe that like, I don't know, when there's a good quote from the article, one of the articles that we use today is out of the Prolific Living website. It says, "You're not born knowing yourself. Get over it."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Dang, that's such a." On the surface, it can sound like a brash statement, but it makes so much sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When do you think you really got to like know yourself? Like
what
really
age?
Know yourself, yeah. Not on some, my name is Julius and I live in Orange, but like,
this is who I am.
Yeah, I know I can't handle this. This not really my thing.
About 14.
Really?
Well,
that's pretty early, man.
Well, when you put it like what I can handle.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I guess that we would have to kind of get into like what is knowing yourself, and kind of getting deeper than that. But yeah,
I got a definition.
14, that's when you. Well, go ahead and give us the definition, man.
I got a definition, y'all. Knowing yourself is the process of understanding you, the human being, on deeper levels than the surface. It is an unpredictable road that you must be willing to explore. It brings you face to face with your deep self-doubts and insecurities. It makes you take a serious look at the way you are living your life and put it to question.
And you did all that at 14?
Definition 1B. Knowing yourself means understanding your strengths and weaknesses, your passions and fears, your desires and dreams. It means being aware of your eccentricities and your idiosyncrasies, your likes and dislikes, your tolerances and your limitations.
That was you at 14?
Nah.
I was say, man, you was on another level.
Nah, see, after reading that, I wasn't like that at 14. I wasn't like that. 20. I don't even know if I'm there yet.
And that's okay.
I might not be there yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still trying to push the envelope. But I will say this. About 25, 26, I had a very good idea of like what I'm capable of, or up until that point, what I like, like there hasn't been too drastic of a paradigm shift lately in my life, because I think it happened at like 25, 26. Well, 24, 25. Yeah, that's what I would say. Because it took me time, bro. I tried a lot of different things. Yeah. I played sports. I went to college. I joined clubs. I had like 10 different hairstyles. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tried my hand at a lot of stuff to see what was good, what wasn't so good, what I liked and what I didn't like, per se. But, yeah. What about you, bro? My bad. Same question, bro.
I think between the ages of, because I kind of was, like I say, I wasn't really going deeper than the surface level. I was just living on the surface. And what kind of triggered it all for me was when I went to college, and it was like when I was used to constantly being around people. That was the first time where I was just like alone for like
long periods of time.
Yeah, long periods of time, not just a few hours, but like a while. And so I would say I really got to know myself from 18 to 23 is when I spent the majority of my time getting to learn myself on like a deep, almost, okay, you need to go hang out with somebody because you just you're doing too much. But like I think that from like 18 to 23,
I'm only smiling so much because like I remember like hanging with you during that time. So
yeah.
What do you think was like a moment? Was there a moment? Or did you just look up like, man, that ain't for me?
I literally was just by myself. So I just started thinking and just kind of thinking about like what life is really supposed to be like. And then it's like what I want out of life, and like just like thinking about it from that perspective, and then kind of getting into myself and realizing things about myself, and that kind of just went down a tunnel and led to one thing to another to another.
Nah, man. Well, if we didn't know then, maybe we would have a better idea now because we lived a little bit more life post grad. You know what I mean? And I gave us some homework, y'all, to all the TEP listeners out there. We had a little homework for this podcast. What we did, like some questions that helps. We did like a little self-discovery questionnaire.
Yeah.
And doing these questions, I did that. Okay, let me set the stage for how I did. I came back. I went to work. It was a hot day. Hot. Sweated a lot. So it was pretty much like a workout, and I was on the roofs, man.
Yeah.
I came home. I looked at the questions. I was like, all right, I'm going to lock in and start attacking them. Took my shower and stuff. And I went in the room. The game was on. Now, I took time out of the game to do this because, like, this is important. You know what I mean? And I started answering them, and I had some epiphanies, had a couple of revelations, and I actually was honest with myself in some of my answers. So, I mean, we don't got to go through all of them, but I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to touch on some of them because some of them were really made you think, you know. It's like, I never asked myself that before, you know.
Like this question right here. It says, what's something that you always love doing even when you're tired or rushed? Why? Now, this like the tired or rushed part. You don't really get that too much in a question like that because you gonna always get the word what you like doing. But what do you love doing even when you're tired? Like I'm gonna do this. Like even when I'm rushed, I'm gonna make time for this.
Yeah.
And my answer, pretty much, I said in my adult years is cooking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like even if I'm like pressed with time, I'm probably going to cook. But just like you said earlier, with like finding the root and stuff like that, that's kind of what I was doing in these questions. Like, I was kind of thinking, I was kind of doing like a short essay. Like, well, what is it about cooking that makes me so in love with it? And I realized cooking ain't nothing but a science experiment. Ain't nothing but an experiment, bro. You get to eat after it.
Yeah.
But it's an experiment, bro. And I always love experiments in school. You know what I'm saying? I love the creation of it.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what my actions will create. It can create something beautiful and tasty, or it can create something nasty and you know what I mean? Nobody wants that. And I think it triggers like the creative outlet for me. I think I had it in here because I wrote these answers. I said it gives me something to focus on, and when I'm in the process of creating something, it's like doing a science experiment, kind of. Like, let's alter what we can to see what the results of our actions are. Good or bad, the process is cool to do. I believe I find comfort, solace, and excitement in the fact that when cooking, I'm proving to myself that I can do something to provide for myself. And this when it get deep. Even in the days when I didn't have money to like pay bills or get a car, it felt good to have control over something. And I felt proud to say that despite of everything else that was going on, I proved to myself that I know I won't go hungry because I can cook something. And I think that's like that's the deeply rooted attribute that cooking or deeply rooted like feeling that cooking gives me. It's like, well, this is something I can control. I can control these pots. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And that's why I like that. I'm sorry, that was a little long winded, but yeah.
And I think my answer to that question, even if I'm feeling rushed or have limited amount of time, is working out.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
The reason working out for me is one. It's like that's like the one time I feel like I don't have to look at a screen outside of like that's like my one time a day where it's,
you can just
I'm not
remove
looking
yourself,
at any type of screen, TV, computer screen. It's just me, and also for me, like working with my hands is when I think clear, and it's like it really helps me with my thinking when I'm just doing something physical, like really any type of physical labor. But that's kind of what I do now as an adult, mainly just work out as my physical labor consistently. So yeah, give me time to think, collect my thoughts, get those together. And also I like it because it's like it helps me in a lot of different ways. It helps me with that. It helped me kind of relax. And I like the fact that like from being consistent in that you can see the progress with like within your body. Like you can see what you're doing. Like, and for me, it's like, I enjoy progress, but seldomly do you get to like just physically see it, you know? Normally it's more of a, intangible, or it's like, you don't necessarily get to see it because it's just completely different, but you actually get to see the changes constantly, you know? And it's like, so just being able to see that my hard work and actually being able to see the progress, like physically, because you know you can change who you are as a person, kind of, but there's more intangibles, and it's kind of harder to, you know, physically. But
you can't really quantify that.
Yeah, but working out, you can say, oh yeah, he looked like he.
Yeah. So he lost the weight, he gained the muscle.
So I just like that aspect of it. And like I said, the fact that it cleared my mind, and then the fact that you know it's kind of good for you as well. And like I say, it don't even have to be like if I got 30 minutes, okay, I'm about to do a nice little high intensity. We gonna make the most of these 30 minutes, or
because I'd have been with you when you were like, well, we got to be somewhere in 30 minutes. You gonna get it in.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I just got 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
even if it's like just like you don't even got to be weights. Most of the time it's not.
Yeah, give me a staircase.
Yeah.
Shoot, just
a resistance band.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it work because even during like the quarantine, that's when people were talking about they weren't working out and they kind of had to let themselves go because they didn't have access to the gym.
You didn't understand that, huh?
Well, no, I mean I do. I'm empathetic, but I'm just saying for me that wasn't my story. Like
you can't do that.
As soon as the pandemic like started, that was the first thing I did was went to Walmart and bought resistant bands. So when everybody was saying, "Well, I can't find anything," everything sold out. I was literally like
how people was buying toilet paper and stuff.
Yeah, I might say that Sunday or that Monday they said, okay, we're not going to work anymore. That Monday morning I was like, oh, I gotta go to Walmart and get me some workout stuff. And I bought it then. Like the first Monday they told me don't go to work. I woke up still
damn
to beat the crowd and got my exercise equipment. So
damn. That's crazy. Like, okay, here you just made a story pop up in my head. Doing the freeze. Whenever when our power was rolling in and out, in 2 hours, me and my girl, we cooked because we knew we had to do it. Number one, to eat and survive. Number two, it's like like sustenance, like providing for ourselves. It's like what we thought about. We thought about cooking, like, and it was like. Yeah, I could do that. I can't walk. Well, I could walk through the snow to Walmart, but it's like, dang, like that's hard. Or I can't fix the lights. You know what I'm saying? But I could do this on this stove. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be one of the stories we tell our kids.
Oh, for real?
And they're gonna be like, "Oh, it wasn't as bad as y'all talking. I was just exaggerating."
Like, shoot, that was 4 months ago too. That was in February,
2021. Man,
and we've been here for. Hey, what we gonna talk about how 2021 is really on par with 2020. It's really crazy out here.
End of your recap.
We'll wait for that. Did you have a question that stuck out to you? Because I know that stuck out to me. And I do got some parallels I want to draw, but go ahead.
I think one. Like I said, I answered them all. I think the ones that, because I'm a pretty like modest person, and I don't really like talking about my quote unquote accomplishments. See, even how I worded that to like kind of minimize it or just make it seem like it's nothing. I guess because I just don't really enjoy being around. What's that called? Not cocky, but it's another word for cocky. Arrogant. No.
Arrogant. Pious
type of people. So, and it's exhausting people that just talk about themselves and their accomplishments, and it's like, I don't really care. I mean, that's what's up, but
is that shrinking? Do you shrink?
Pause.
Hey, yo. Because some people, there's people that shrink. You know what I'm saying?
I might, but it's like I don't care. It's like I think some of that be like tied up in ego, and I just don't have I don't have to beat my chest and show, hey, I'm
this guy.
Yeah, I'm him.
Just
me knowing, in myself, I'm comfortable with that. Like I don't have to try to prove to you or make you feel the way I feel about myself.
Yeah, like I don't have to give you my experience.
Yeah, like I don't
have to remind you of who I am because I'm secure.
Yeah, and I know who I am. So if you don't, I mean,
that's on you.
Yeah, I don't.
But go ahead, my bad. I'm sorry, I interjected.
Darn. Yeah. So, okay. So here it goes. The question was, what have you done in your life that you are most proud of?
Okay. I know what I put. I'm sorry, y'all, because I wrote these down. I said I'm most proud of coming from a single mother family, and despite all the obstacles and everything like that, I made it out. You know what I'm saying? I still ain't make it, but I take pride in the fact that although we wasn't given much or we didn't have much, we still managed to become productive citizens of society.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my brothers and my little sister. You know what I mean? And that's just a testament not only to my mom, but it's a testament to myself. Like, bro, like any situation that you in, you are enough to get yourself out of it because you've done it before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got all the tools you need within yourself. Like, and that's crazy because, you know, like a lot of times we be thinking like, man, I don't got this in place. I don't got that in place to do this, But it's like, bro, you can make that stuff happen, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, bro, I could have, you know, we both could have said F school. We could, you know what I'm saying? Like high school. We could have said F high school. Then that's just high school.
I
Like,
would have to fleet that in my household. I can't lie to you.
But I'm saying it was, my bad. I'm saying that it was possible though. Like, you know what I'm saying? But instead of that, like, I kept my optimism. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was proud of that, and I was really, really grateful for the things that I've been able to do because of where I come from, and it gave me a lot of, just like knowing yourself. Like, I know that growing up in that kind of household, the advantages I got and the disadvantages I developed within myself. And that just goes along with my whole human experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what I put for that.
Yeah. For me, what I said that I'm most proud of is my perseverance.
Yeah, there we go.
Because I had a oversimplified perspective of life when I was like in high school. I didn't think it was hard. I didn't understand why, it was hard for some and not others. And like, it just, I didn't get it, because I didn't know anything. And just through life, and going through stuff myself and being humble and thinking and what I thought my life was going to be and what I like. Cause I originally went to school to be an anesthesiologist.
That is what you went to school originally.
Yeah, like instantly. And when I had to major in biology, I was like, I don't like science and I'm really bad at it. And I really have to work hard and I don't get it. And it's like,
why would you put yourself through that?
Yeah, and it was and it's not like you can just major in anesthesiology. That's like one of those things where you gotta major in a science like biology. Then you gotta go somewhere, so that's like a journey. And I was having a hard time. I actually had a really hard time like my freshman year, just kind of getting acclimated and whatnot. And like, it was to the point where I wasn't doing well because I just didn't care. And like, I just had to be honest with myself. And I was like, I don't, kind of want to do this. So basically, my perseverance just come from just going different routes and seeing what worked, seeing what don't, and like just continuing to move forward always. It may not, it may not be this like I say, by oversimplified version of life I had at freaking 18, where I thought it was just gonna be like this. It might have been like one step forward, a few back, side, lateral. It's like you ain't go forward, but you seeing it. You have a different path now, but
now you got a different view about that.
It's like you ain't where you was, but it was no progression. It was just it's just different.
You just slid over.
So I say with all the side steps and moving forward, and then even when I think I finally got it. I'm at grad school, just finished, and the money just gonna start coming my way. Gotta go back, working a regular job like everybody else, making that I didn't even have to like go to school for. And then it was like, I think at that point, like when I finished grad school and I just had like a regular job, and it was just like, I kind of like was at that point again where it's like, I just told myself like, nah, this can't, like, I didn't go through all I went through to this point just to be like, okay, this is it. It makes absolutely no sense, you know? And all I'm saying, that perseverance came because I just kept going and trying different stuff, and stuff don't work, some do work, and just just finally getting to a point to where now I can say that I'm proud. Like, okay, like it makes sense why I went through everything based off where I'm at now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, that was just perseverance. Like I could have just gave up and said, okay, this is what it is. And woe is me. And and be like,
and you could have been biased against yourself.
Yeah. And be like, well, you tried. I mean,
you could have been biased against yourself.
But nah, that was just trying everything, trying to put in application just for this, that, and the third. And just putting yourself out there and just kind of like when you throw something against the wall and just hope something stick.
Yep.
Like I say, that shoulder gonna get sore sometimes. ain't nothing sticking.
Ain't nothing sticking. You got to keep on throwing.
I kept going, and that's kind of what I learned, just even from like some successful people in life that's older than me, and they was like, it's like mainly that's kind of like life was about mainly just perseverance, just keep going
to bounce back.
Because a lot of people at some point, they just like life done just beat them up enough, and they just like, okay, I don't have anything left to give, which is normal, and there's nothing wrong with it. But
that's not you.
Yeah, I just got to keep going, man. So I think that's like what I'm most proud of, because like I say, it's plenty of times where I could have just been like, this it, like I'm chilling, like I mean, it's all right life,
and. So with these questions that we've highlighted, and they got some more that we're going to post the article for everybody to go through. And I actually challenge people. If you click the link in the description, it'll take you straight to the 29 questions. Answer a couple of them and just see what you come up with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you'd be surprised. And to be honest, and this is a self-knowledge thing. I'm very well spoken, right? I like to talk. I'm good at it. I know that I'm good at it.
Yeah.
But the best way for me to organize my thoughts is not talking, is to write them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I knew I had to write the answers out for these questions, just to see it on paper and be like, okay, I can see where the jumbled thoughts are. Because this is where, like, I'm writing and it's just a stream of consciousness, right? And then boom, I hear like I slow down and I say, oh man, should I put that word? That's where my fuzziness is. That's where the entanglement is in my thoughts. So I worked that out, like, okay, now I'm blah, 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 blah. But that's something I know about myself. And it's funny. Check out those questions. It'll be in the description. But it's funny because that's something I had to learn on my road to self-knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I'm a visual guy. I am. But I got to write it. You know what I'm saying? I won't know I for sure got it down until I write it.
So you put pen in the sheets.
Yeah, I got to put pen in the sheets, man. I got to put the pen to the sheets, bro, because like, that makes it real for me. It like fabricates it for me almost to a point. Like, thoughts are real and thoughts are energy and thoughts are neurological synapses. You know what I'm saying? But when you take that and you make an action out of it and you put the action on paper, that's the action personified. That's the thought personified. I mean, you know what I mean? And I know that's something I needed to do. So like, and I'm sorry, golly. And that's something I learned along the way. Even at 14, all the way up through high school, through grad, college, everything, undergrad. Like I know like when I'm really, really confused about something, I can think my way out of most things, but when I'm really like stumped, I sit down and I write. You know what I'm saying?
See me, I gotta like,
and that's just like that's me knowing myself though.
Yeah. So I think for me knowing myself, I kind of gotta like do like pros and cons, but not writing it down. I do best. Funny thing is, I do best talking out loud to someone, and the irony in that is that I'm like more of an introvert into myself.
Yeah.
Like when it's stuff, and it's not like I need your feedback. To be honest,
I'd have been on the other side of that
that's
phone
the wild
call.
part about it. Is like I just have to think it through out loud.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. It just helps to have somebody there, so I don't feel like I'm crazy just talking.
Yes, bro. I'm only laughing because I've been on the other side of that, just listening. Like, okay,
and the only thing I do is say, and then at the end, I'll come to a conclusion myself.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, thanks.
I'll be like, bro, I didn't even say that to you.
But yeah, that's really how it is for me. And but like I said, it's just so important to know, like, because some people genuinely don't know themselves, and it's like.
Yeah,
you can normally find out when you if you try to like dig deep on with somebody and just ask, well, why? If you just keep saying why, and at some point the why got to lead to some type of self intrinsic type of personality trait or something, and they just be like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't ever believe that.
No, some people, I do believe some people just never really just had those type of conversations with themselves where they kind of just stay surface level. So they
that's true.
Never even thought to dig that deep, or they perceive that kind of stuff as just being weird or something. So,
and that's so funny. That is very funny to me. Not funny, not like weird, but like it's a conundrum. You know, ironic. Yeah, it's a bit ironic. Because it's just like, damn, like you spend all day with yourself. You know what I mean? Like you literally spend all day with yourself. Get to know it, man, because you are somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and that's why I like those questions, because like that path to self knowledge is so revealing, and like there are just instances where, and we both been in situations where you like been somewhere and you like, okay, I'm around some people that are kind of like questionable, or maybe they don't understand where they fall, and sometimes it's not even your job to tell them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, because this kind of go back. Okay, me and you had that phone call earlier today. Not today. Earlier this week, and we were kind of saying both the same thing. Because what was the example we was using? We were saying like, you were basically saying that like you use that self-knowledge to know who you are so you can improve on yourself. And I was saying like, I just get stumped on like, just because you know your shortcomings don't mean you can't work on those. Remember we were talking about that on the phone?
Yeah. Well, I think the example we probably used was me working out.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I know I want to be fit and I don't want to, be loose and.
Yeah, that's true.
And pick up that old man weight. Had that getting money belly. I don't want that.
That baller belly.
Yeah, that baller belly. I don't want that. So I was saying though, because I know myself. I know like.
Oh, yeah. If you sit down.
Yeah, if I sit down.
You're not going to work out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like. And that's kind of like self-discovery, because one person might be like, man, I just don't go because once I sit down, I'm just comfortable. And then I just be like, well, oh, well. Mm-hmm. Or like I say, you can be like, well, I know what's going to happen because I know myself. Yeah. I know if I sit down, what's going to happen. I'm not going to work out. Mm-hmm. So having knowledge of myself, knowing that about me, and it's a goal I'm trying to reach. I know I have to navigate in my life to accomplish that. So when I go home, I change and I go work out because I can't sit down. Whereas another person may be able to sit down
and then pop right back up and just go.
And it's like, okay, well, I got my thoughts together now. I can get up and go. I don't have that luxury, and I think that's kind of what we were talking about as far as knowing yourself. And like, because you were saying like we're all human. We all have our shortcomings and different quirks about us.
But that don't mean that's where you got to stay.
Yeah, it's like just because you know that about yourself, it's not like you accept it and do nothing about it. It's like having that knowledge of yourself
gives you the leg up on improving
and knowing what you got to do and what you have to avoid or work on to be able to get to where you want to go and like whatever your goals are. Because, for example, I'm not really that outgoing of a person, but I know like. You have to be able to talk to people in life, right?
To get most things done.
So even if it's not natural, or even if it doesn't come natural to me, or I don't necessarily enjoy it, that's something I work on. But since I have knowledge of myself, and I can, you know, I know that, oh no, you need to, don't do what you naturally do. Try to, you know.
Yeah, try to, yeah.
So it's kind of the same. That's why I say it's like, I feel like when you truly know yourself, that just give you, like you said, like a upper leg or upper hand, or like, it give you information that you need that's necessary to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. It give you the information you need to make that adjustment.
Yeah, to make adjustments.
Like, okay, like if you're not a social person, but you know you got to get a job, so you have to interview, and you know what I mean? Or whichever your orientation is, you want to be with somebody, so you have to talk to somebody at some point.
Yeah.
Or you have to put yourself in a social setting at some point. What tools can you use to navigate it, given your current settings? You know what I'm saying? Your current self.
That's that. Just accepting saying, well, I'm shy, so I won't ever talk to anyone. Like, well, that's not how you get to know people. Or, you know, that's
not how you progress. In life, like at all. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, like, so. You know, we kind of gave some examples, and I wanted to draw some parallels. So, a good roadmap to self-knowledge that I read in another article that I add is from the Psychology.
Yeah, Psychology Today. Yeah,
they've been a repeat guest on this show. We've used them a couple times. Psychology Today has been featured a lot. They have a little roadmap called like your vitals. It's an acronym. And each letter stands for something that you can kind of like examine. And if you come up with a couple things, or you have some ideas about whatever those things are under that particular letter or word, you can begin to connect the dots within yourself to say, okay, this is what This is where I favor. This is where I, Yeah.
Well, let's go through the vitals because it's only six. Yeah.
Well, the V stands for values, right? Do you want to read it a little bit? I mean, we know what values are, right?
Yeah. So it says V is for values. Values such as helping others, being creative, health, financial security, and so on, are guides to decision making and motivators for goals. Research shows that just thinking or writing about your values can make it more likely that you take healthy actions. The motivation provided by worthwhile values can also keep you going even when you are tired, as shown in many psychology experiments. If you want to self-motivate, know your values. So, which is true. Like, you got to know like what you believe in. What do you think about yourself and what's important to you in life? Because I think honestly, well, I guess that's why it's called core values. At the center of people is their core values.
That's what remember you was talking about that why question? It usually breaks down to that core value.
To a core value.
To a core value. You know what I mean?
And I don't think some people, like I say, if you just go through life and maybe stuff instilled in you, I guess, is that like a generic set of core values, like being a quote unquote good person, being honest, being nice,
being respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being like cordial. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Like manners.
Yeah, manners, that kind of thing.
Yeah, being polite. Yes,
but then they got core values like I never, like, as a man, I wouldn't hit a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you kind of got those things. You know what I'm saying? Or as a black man, I like never shame a black woman in front of another race. That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like those kind of values, because I know what they mean for me and my people, and I know what they do to people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do what I can to blah 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 blah, and that manifests itself in other ways. You know, I'll just throwing some things out there.
Yeah.
Next is I. Did you have something?
No.
Oh.
you covered it all. Yeah.
I is interest. Interest includes your passions, hobbies, and anything that draws your attention over a sustained period of time. To figure out your interest, ask yourself these questions: what do you pay attention to? What are you curious about? What concerns you? The focused mental state of being interested in something makes life vivid and may give you clues to your deepest passions. Many people have built a career around an interest in something, a deep interest in something. For example, a friend made mine they broke his leg, and after he broke his leg, he wanted to become a doctor because he went to the emergency room. That was the example. Okay. But I mean, shoot, like, but that's what I was saying. Like, life experiences, they develop these things within us. Yeah. Take somebody like me. I played a lot of video games, like growing up. Mm-hmm. I read a lot. Mm-hmm. So my interest was just in world creation. You know what I'm saying? Like, when another world is created, I want to know about that. And I said this in our imagination episode, how like that's what got me into like Harry Potter and like Star Wars, and that's why I like sci-fi movies, because it's otherworldly. You know what I mean? Like, that became one of my interests. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what it is. That's why I enjoy, like, in just the innocuous things that are involved with creating a world, dialogue between people, relationships, culture, what I'm saying? I get really deep into that thing because that's building a world. Like, my world here in Texas is totally different how somebody in Brazil perceives it, or freaking Uganda. You know what I mean? Like, they have a different world than me. You know what I'm saying? So when I meet people like that, I talk to them a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had one of my customers was from Russia this last week. We talked for like 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? She was just telling me how she got here, blah, 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 blah. And it's just interesting because it's just something I don't run across a lot. So, so, but yeah, so pay attention to your interests, man. Pay attention to what you pay attention to.
Yeah, oh, that's the perfect way to
just pay attention to what you pay.
A lot of people, when you say, well, what's your interest? I don't know. I just like being on my phone. Okay, but what are you looking at?
What are you looking at on your phone? Instagram models?
I say YouTube videos of beatbox context. You watching cooking, or you doing makeup tutorial, like
battle rap videos? That's me.
I'm about to say interviews. That's me. So it's like, what are you watching? What are you watching? What are your interests? Like,
and this is like taking it deeper. What about that interests you? Mm-hmm. Like, that's your interest. Yeah. Like I watch battle rap videos because I like battle rap. But it is the lyrical wordplay that I like. So I like lyrical wordplay.
Yeah, see, I watch a lot of interviews because I just like stimulating conversation. And like discovering like people. Like, when you ask people questions about themselves, and like I like learning about people. Okay. And that's why I like interviews in that format, because it's just someone asking someone questions about themselves.
Right.
And I just like learning about people. That's what it boiled down to. I just like learning about people.
Yeah. Which is great. And when you do that, and you will find that you're interested in some wild things. Not saying that they bad, but it's like, dang, like, never knew I liked that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what's next? T?
Yeah, temperament. Temperament describes your inborn preferences. Do you restore your energy from being alone, introvert, or from being with people, extrovert? Are you a planner or a go with the flow type of person? Do you make decisions more on the basis of feelings or thoughts and facts? Do you prefer details or big ideas? Knowing the answers to temperament questions like these could help you gravitate towards situations in which you could flourish and avoid situations in which you could wilt. And that's important for me, my temperament, because I do restore my energy from being alone.
Yeah.
I'm a planner because I've seen what going with the flow gets you. And we talk about this a lot. I just have more enjoyment out of planning than going with the flow, because I don't want people. I rather say, hey, on this day we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this. Oh, okay, that sounds like a good time, rather than hit you up. Hey, what you got going, man? I don't know. What you want to do?
You want to fall into something?
Trying to see something? Oh, let me text people. Yeah. And the people you hitting up are people with plans.
Yeah.
Somebody got a plan, or will make a plan, because without a plan, it's just like nothing.
It's just loose, and you find yourself floating.
And that's not
That's counterproductive.
And like I said, I've lived the life of just go with the flow, and just having plans is more. Because once the plan is there and you do that, you can do whatever you want within that. If we say, hey, we about to go to wherever, once you get there,
okay, yeah,
you got to do this whatever you want. So it's not like it's structured as people try to make seem like having plans.
And sometimes it's really just like have one thing in place.
I'm about to say, and there's really just normally an agreement on where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
To be honest with
you. It
you.
used to just be like, remember we used to just be like, well, we're going to go to the game on Thursday, the basketball game. Okay, we go to the game. Next thing you know, we fall off into whatever else. You know what I'm saying? But the plan was to go.
Just say, hey, man, meet me. We're going to go here Thursday and watch, or to the game.
Yeah.
Or like you just said, or we're going to go to brunch here.
Yeah, or brunch.
That's what I say. A plan normally in our adult life is just deciding where you're going to go with people, to be honest.
Yeah, that really is.
Even if that's local or taking the trip, is literally just deciding where you're going to go with people.
We don't got all those factors that we used to have, like who going to get the liquor, who going to get the...
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That deep. Then I think the next one, too.
Is A.
Oh, no, I like this temperament one.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
This one out a little longer. These are important things to know about yourself.
Because this gives you your tendencies, right?
Yeah, and like I say, and if you know what situations you can handle being in and what you can't, like, I don't want to I can't just be in the go with the flow. Like, that's draining to me and just, like, kind of irritate. Like I say, because it's my temperament. I don't do well with that. Like I said, I understand it in some capacity, but just, hey, you want to go to LA? Okay, what you plan on? We got some plans on what you trying to do? No, I just thought we was gonna get out there and see what's up. No, I'm not. No, I'm not spending money on a flight to LA go out there
and wander.
Yeah, I was like, I can do that here for free. And then there was, I like the other one where saying, do you make decisions more on the basis of feelings or thoughts and facts? And for me, it's definitely thoughts and facts. I don't really make emotional decisions.
I'm a hybrid. Because I have had emotional decisions. But no, I have logical decisions with emotional context. Which is
okay. I like that you worded that.
I know it was very convoluted. Because I don't ignore the facts, but I don't ignore people either.
Yeah.
I know that about myself. Like I know, like that's something I know about myself.
Actually, I do but when I make decisions based off feelings, is normally other people's feelings, not necessarily mine. It's very seldom do I make a decision based off my feelings.
You know what's crazy?
And if it is my feeling, is backed by facts.
Let me ask you this.
And thoughts.
Let me ask you this. Generally speaking, do you find yourself having a problem? Like, in general, 90% of the day, I really don't have a problem with nothing.
No, me neither.
But there are some people that like have problems with stuff like all the time. But I don't. Like, like with people, 90% of the time, if I'm dealing with you, I don't really have a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? Because if I did, I'd say something. But if I don't, it's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's my temperament. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I have a conscience. I don't ignore my conscience. I know it can make you go back and forth on a lot of things, but I have one. Like, you know what I'm saying? I fired that dude at work. I know he got a family to feed, but shoot, man.
You knew that too when you wasn't doing your job.
Yeah, see.
If I had a family, I think you
do what you need to do to keep your job.
Motivated.
Yeah, that's true.
Taking food out your son's mouth, not me. Look yourself in the mirror.
Oh, God dang. Nah, but I feel you, bro. But I don't know. That's what I was thinking about when you said that one. What else is on
there? Do you prefer details or big ideas? Details. Because sometimes people I've been hearing big ideas my entire life, respectfully. So how do you get there? It sounds good. Like,
it's a great idea. But it's an idea.
How? How are you going to execute this?
It's an idea.
Let's go here. When? How much are tickets? How are you going? So
we need to get a building. We need to get a building.
Is it gonna be in everybody's name, or are we gonna equally pay property taxes? How are we doing this? Are we all sitting? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Patreon episode.
Yeah.
That's a Patreon episode. Patreon comes soon.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a Patreon episode. I need to be behind the paywall. Other than that, then it was like knowing the answers to temperament questions like these could help you gravitate. Yeah, so. And then they just gave an example where
in the 60s, being spontaneous was valued over planning.
Yeah.
But back then, it was more geared towards that, right?
I was going to say, because
right now,
information wasn't as accessible. So it was like,
it's almost dumb to do something like, I'm with being spontaneous, but it's like, it's the difference between being spontaneous and just going into something blind. Like, come on, bro.
I'm about to say, and then all the resources we have. You be like, man, I'm thinking about going here. I wonder if this place is lively. Like, you can dang near go and see on like Instagram or somewhere. Like,
you can probably
is there something going on today, or is it going to be, like,
you can literally like YouTube or go to the company's website and they have like virtual tours. They'll show you the whole building.
Yeah, but back then it was like.
It was like, we just gotta go see.
Yeah, it was like, I want to have a good time. Let's just go to downtown and see what's there.
All right, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Go look for a brochure.
Yeah.
I don't know how to find entertainment then.
Boy, you used to just walk by the bar and hear that mug jumping and say, let's go in there.
Or say they just go to the area where they feel like there might be something.
Yeah. But yeah, bro. Yeah. Give me the details though.
No, we made it through temperament, and A is the around the clock activities. The around the clock category refers to when you like to do things, your biorhythms. Are you a morning person or are you a night person? What time of day does your energy peak? If you schedule activities when you are at your best, you are respecting your innate biology. And I think that's really important. About that, like as far as like knowing if you are a morning or a night person, which I think most people do because that's a pretty generic question. But I think they went even deeper, which I've never done when I said, at what time of day does your energy peak?
I'm going to say like, it probably peaks around, dang, I don't know, bro.
My energy normally peaks around 6, like
PM.
Yeah, because for me, because after a certain time, like I deal with like numbers all day, but after a certain time, if you ask me like the most basic math, I can't. Like my brain is
I can't compute.
Done. Like I always just say, my brain turn off at a certain time. Like I can't do like technical stuff like that.
After like it's just too much.
And 6 is normally my peak. Like that's when like, okay, it's time to shut down. Like, and just knowing that about myself, like,
like after this, I really won't be no good.
Yeah. Or like for like certain stuff, like that's what I say. As far as like a peak, now I can do certain stuff, but like, I think that's my peak.
No, definitely like
because when I'm thinking peak, I'm thinking mentally. Physically,
like everything
is at its peak.
Yeah, it's clicking.
Like I'm still physically good, but like mentally, that 6 is my peak. To be honest with you, I can't really do no. Like I say,
don't call me over to set up your stuff at 8:00 at night because I ain't got time to be messing with all them wires and everything like that.
I can't do nothing that require deep thought. Now, if it's just some instructions that I got to follow, cool.
Yeah.
Don't bring me over there if we about to balance your.
We about to mount your TV.
Yeah, or balance your books for the entire year. At 9?
At 9?
Bro, we can start in the morning.
I'm about to say, we're gonna do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think mine peak around the same time too though. I'm probably like 4:00, 4:30
PM.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people peak is in an adult world is probably about the time they get off.
Yeah, it is.
From work.
It is. But on like a weekend, I ain't gonna lie. I like my weekend activity to start at like 10
PM,
AM. Like if we doing something during the day.
Yeah.
I want to get it started around like 10.
But see,
10, 11.
my approach to my weekend is if I'm going to give a job X amount of hours, I should give myself X amount of hours in my free time. So I don't necessarily want to sleep till noon, because if I sleep till noon, then okay, now at that point I only got so many hours left in the day. I'd rather get up. And then, like I say, my body doesn't distinguish between a weekday and a weekend. I mean, I turn my alarm clock off, but I still wake up early. And waking up early when you don't have to go to work is a different type of wake up, because you can just stay in the bed and lounge.
You can just lounge and shoot.
Your morning don't have the same sense of urgency.
But you kind of mess around on Twitter. Definitely,
do whatever you want
to.
It's like it's the freedom,
and you can ease into your day.
Yeah,
it ain't a rep. And then, like, those around the clock activities, like you were saying in there, like your biorhythms and stuff like that, that also, like, gives you a guideline to, like, what is your disposition to, like, activities, like,
yeah, and like how your life should go. Because like me, like I tell people all the time, if I'm not out the house by 10, I'm not going. Like, we don't have to necessarily go nowhere, but let me come to you. Because if I'm and that's fine with me. But if I'm just sitting in the house chilling, come 10 o'clock, nah.
PM?
Yeah. I'm not.
But you've been having that rule for a long time. You've been like that for a while. You used to say that in high school.
You made me thinking about, well, yeah. Well, heck, I was in high school. I probably couldn't leave after 10. Just say, all right, I'm gone, mama.
Yeah.
I didn't have that type of freedom.
Yeah, that's true.
But nah, so it may stem from there, though, where it's just like at a certain point, I'm in my house. Like,
I know with me, like, I know early in the podcast I mentioned cooking. I don't like cooking late either. If it's after like 7:30, I really start second guess. Like, man, I don't feel like getting all that stuff out, because I'm gonna have to cook, eat, clean, put it back up. It's already 10 o'clock at that time. Like you said, 10 o'clock. Like,
but yeah, I like to get my day started early though, man. On my like days off, I do like to